with Insights in Tech. We'll be talking about some of the most pressing issues that people are thinking about and wanting to hear about today. I'm here with Mark Lynd, and we'll be speaking about one of the most pressing issues that we're all dealing with, the coronavirus. It has taken the world by storm, and specifically, we're going to be talking today about the school systems and how they're being affected, how the children are, how the families are. We're talking about data privacy, data security. And Mark, first of all, please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm Mark Lynd. Thanks, Shira. And I'm the head of digital business for NetSync. And we provide technology solutions and cybersecurity to both public and private sector, but we have a huge amount of public sector, including a lot of K12 and higher education, which we'll be talking about today.
Great. And Mark, you certainly have the background in cybersecurity and security. And we talk about a lot of issues together. We've spoken about all issues cyber and how they pertain to businesses, small, medium businesses, but now it's really affecting us across all channels. And now we're dealing with the school systems. We had this great conversation the other day about what the schools are dealing with. We have to be concerned about data security, data privacy, phishing, ransomware, all sorts of things. Can you enlighten us, please, a little bit about what schools are facing, and in particular, what you've been interacting with in your school system over there in Texas?
Yeah, so we do schools all over the country, but as a species, as a country, as educators and technology providers, we'll get through this. And I think there's a real chance for some amazing opportunities going forward.
Certainly. Let's dig a little deeper into the security aspect of it. Think about the links that are sent by the school systems. Download this feature for you to do at home. Click on this link to join the meeting. Obviously, there's the worry about phishing attempts, ransomware, gaining access to kids' personal laptops, all sorts of nefarious things that can be going on. How do we warn? Obviously, the same things we always talk about, be careful, don't click on links, don't download things, don't download malware and the like. But what should we really focus on and tell these parents that they should be looking out for?
Well, it's interesting. Schools that were already practicing WebEx, Zoom, these type of products, these collaboration products, to be able to allow for kids to learn. Imagine this would have happened 20 years ago, right? It would have been a much different thing. What's interesting with this is now you're having to deal with a wider perimeter and a much different environment. And it's challenging both for the educators and the kids that are getting educated, as well as those trying to support those efforts. And it's really interesting because now think of it, things that you would normally not can be concerned about in a learning environment now are very important. So at their home, do they have Wi-Fi? There's lots of kids in a lot of the public school districts that do not have access to Wi-Fi. So how do we get them where they can be able to learn, participate in it as well? And how do we do that securely? And so there's a lot of challenges. And, what's interesting is once we work through these challenges, and we will, good cybersecurity already had tablets and that type of thing out, or already supporting bring your own devices. They were able to lock down either their apps or those devices. Now they're trying to deploy these so quickly that they're not getting the same scrutiny. They're not getting locked down as tight. The security is not as good as it was before, and that's where what you were just mentioning really comes into play. This phishing and spear phishing and all these items. It is the antivirus updated. It is the anti-malware updated. Those type of things. Those are real problems because they're just trying to get them out there as fast as they can because they're under the gun. And as we all know, when those type of things happen, mistakes are made. Then breaches can happen. Phishing attempts can happen. Do they have endpoint security? Those type of things really leave large gaps. So I think it's a very challenging time for them and a very busy time. And if you weren't one of those schools that were already doing that, and unfortunately for us, so that those pieces really bring some good cyber hygiene is involved in that piece. Those that haven't are those that are new to it, or they're scaling it out so big that they haven't had time to do what they would normally do, the normal process. I think that's where those opportunities for those bad actors to take advantage of the K12. And we're hearing reports of that actually. So, and some of them are very nefarious, like they're actually using the COVID-19 in the email, more news about it for your children. and people are clicking these links. Now that's horrifying, and especially as a parent, it's horrifying. But it's a challenging environment, and we're just gonna have to step up and find ways to be able to handle that. And the last thing I would mention is that there's a thing called E-rate, which is how a lot of schools afford technology. They've opened up and widened the E-rate already because of the coronavirus outbreak, to be able to receive gifts, because people like WebEx and Zoom are giving you additional license. Well, they couldn't do that under the E-rate before. Now they can. So we're already seeing the machines and the processes kick off to start to do this. So I'm cautiously optimistic.
That's wonderful. And I just like to touch upon a point that you made. I think that's probably the most critical piece when it comes to security in general, the speed. Got to get it done now, quickly, fast. Got to get it out to everybody. The no stop and pause. I think we've had many discussions about that. Stop, pause. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you want to accomplish. What's the end result supposed to be? And think about all the parameters of where it can go wrong. So thank you so much, Mark. Those are very important points that you shared with us. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Great. Thank you, Shira.
Thank you so much.